I hit the timer twice. I didn't mean to. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Popcorn Chicken. We're going to talk about Star Wars and also some Star Wars and some Star Wars. So if you don't like Star Wars, I don't know. Go watch Slow Mo Guys. They just put out a new video. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to bring on a couple people who also are going to talk about Star Wars, and it's going to be a good time. So grab a drink. And yeah, here's Alvin. And here's Nathan.
Oh my gosh, the lighting's all off.
Hey, wake up.
Kind of like Palpatine in a hologram.
Oh, is Andor over? Is it over yet?
Oh my God.
Is it over? Oh, okay. I had the best sleep, guys. I turned on Andor. I had the best sleep.
Good.
It was
Good.
amazing sleep.
You need your beauty sleep.
Yes, I definitely do.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's good. Hey, look, you're still the chicken.
Oh, he moved it. He's on the other side, but he's still.
It just keeps following me around.
Yeah.
Chicken.
I normally put you on the other side.
And we have an and.
Look in
Star
this
Wars
direction.
and. It's a new show.
And
Yep. Star Wars and
I look kind of like Palpatine right now because my face is so dark.
Yes.
But
put a light on your
the
face.
Lights going with like the hue lights that you can use.
Yeah, I have those. Yeah.
Put a light on
I'm
your face.
using them now, but I've got them all mislabeled. So I thought I was adjusting one, like the one back there, and I was adjusting the wrong one. So, oh
Put
god,
a light. Take your phone and put the flashlight on and put it on your face.
that's better.
Much better. Yes. So,
Oh man.
Even like
you want
that.
Star Wars
Give me
stuff
one
too.
moment. I'm gonna throw a lamp over my way. 1 second.
That's a good idea. I decided to go with a much wider lens today.
That's a very cool and collective look. It's very nice.
Yeah, I've got things on shelves, and that's it. What fucking atomic bomb went off behind you? What even is that in the back?
I blew up Grimace,
and
all his remnants are splattered all over the wall.
come here, deal. So,
Are you getting over a cold or something?
me? Yes. Today I am drinking Neocitrin.
Oh, that's fantastic. You stay away from the office.
I'm going to. I didn't have time to check if this was the daytime or the nighttime, so this might be an interesting podcast.
Oh, well,
played
it was interesting.
playing Neocitrin
You've drank
roulette.
worse and been on the podcast, so it's okay. We're good.
That's
We're
true.
good. We're
That's
good.
true.
We're good.
Sorry, what are you
Last week we
drinking?
had something with pumpkin, so
Yeah, that was butts.
oh man. You should have known pumpkin wine. Kind of gives it away right there.
Yeah, I guess. Mm.
It's a little odd.
What are you drinking, Nathan? Or are you
Well,
drinking
today I have from the island of Cuba. I've got some real when you get Havana Club, very often it's actually made in Canada. This is actually from Cuba, and it's been aged in Isla casks. And Isla casks are from Scotland. They're very smoky. So this is a smoky rum. So
Very nice.
it's intended to be had either neat or with cocktails. So I'm going to have a Cuba Libre, a small Cuba Libre with smoky rum.
Nice.
I feel like A&R should do a drink show. And
Yeah,
Nathan should head it up.
We could do a
make Star
cocktail
Wars
show.
and Marvel
A&R
cocktails.
late night drinks.
Popcorn cocktail.
Popcorn
Cocktail chicken.
cocktail chicken.
Cocktail chicken.
Oh, that could go in so many directions.
There's a lot of penis jokes in there.
Oh, yes.
Oh gosh, I wasn't thinking that at all. But
A lot of girth there. A lot of girth.
Yeah, it's a hefty
Yeah.
name.
Hand over fist. All right, let's get into the show.
Woof.
All right, let's get into our show. It's called Andor. If you are new here, we break it down, right? So we break it down. These two are hardcore Star Wars fans. I'm all right. I love Star Wars, but I'm not that into it. But I do love Star Wars. Episode 8, season 1 is called Narkina 5.
Yep.
Explain to me what Narkina 5 is, because I've never heard this.
That's the planet that Andor gets sent to for his slave camp.
Has it ever been introduced before in the Star Wars lore?
No, but they did. Or they might have. I don't know. Let's fact check. Nikita
I've
5.
never. This is all new to me. Narkina 5.
Andor.
I misspelled it, and I got a rug
Nikita 5.
5 feet by 10 inches.
Maybe that's where they get the name from.
Wikipedia. Let's see. It's been a thing in the Imperial facility.
I drank
No.
water. I drank water right
Appearances,
away. Drunk
Andor.
myself.
Yeah, so this is a new planet. It's been introduced, but they did reference a different planet that was in KOTOR. That was one of the other...
I missed that reference. When did they use that?
That was let's see, what was the planet they referenced? It was a ice planet. Let's see.
Are you referring to Hoth?
No.
Well, while you're looking that up,
Yes.
maybe we'll start talking about the opening kind of first 10 minutes of it. A lot is going on. A lot of movement is happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
We first get Andor being basically escorted out from the holding area that he was at from the previous episode.
Mm-hmm.
And he's cuffed. Well, this is way after, but he basically gets cuffed and is getting sent out to this planet. You see the shore troopers there, all sending them all on their pods to be evacuated out of there, or not evacuated, but to be sent off to the location based on what they've been determined. So he gets onto Narkina, and the whole place is like submerged in an ocean or area or something like that. It's all water based. These prisons, right?
The CGI for that stuff when it was showing like the what essentially was like these oil rig looking things and all like the water like vacuuming underneath it, like the whirlpools.
It was sort of like Marvel
really cool.
Marvel did it with their prison cell.
Mm-hmm.
It was like basically in the middle of the ocean, right? A dome stadium type of looking thing.
The other planet that they referenced was Belsavis.
And
yes.
What's the reference to that? Like what's the importance to it?
It was in KOTOR, and I believe also the Old Republic and KOTOR, and it's also been in a lot of books and stuff from what I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Shitload of KOTOR. And
shout out to Omar for being our lone survivor here in the chat. It's representing. Omar.
But so they load him up and they are talking with the other prisoners, and then they all put him in like a shuttle to get shipped off to whatever planet. And then they get there, and then when they're on the ship, everyone take off your shoes, sandals, whatever. Everyone.
Yeah, when I heard that, I'm like, what's going on here? What's the reason for this?
That's right? How the Empire makes money, is they sell on Wookieefeet.com.
I thought they're gonna hose them down. That's why they're telling them to choose. When you go to prison, right? You take off your clothes, they hose you down, and then give you their pajamas, right?
I thought that too until I saw the boots that they're wearing, and I thought one of two things. Yeah. The very first thing that came to mind was
anti-gravity.
Anti-gravity.
No, yeah. I was thinking these are gonna. This is some sort of promotion. Nike's gonna make these, or Adidas is gonna make these. They're gonna sell them, something like that. And then after a second, I realized, oh no. It's definitely when I saw them barefoot and them wearing the gigantic shoes, I realized, floor is electric.
Yeah.
No, I did think it looked a little like it. It made sense, but it looks a little weird. The shoes, the design. They could have just given them regular rubber boots.
It looks really weird. It's like Back to the Future stuff.
Yeah, they were straight up just ski boots. You even had the same twist.
I was waiting for one of the guys to reach down and start pumping it to get some more air in there. Like it's just so weird. I was like, really, guys? Yeah. So yeah, he basically goes to that prison, and reality's kind of setting in for him. He's like,
yeah,
I don't think I'm getting out of here for a long time, right? Like
there was a lot of like confused kind of panic looks, and I think it's also like,
hello, Roy. Popcorn
It's
time,
also, like,
yes.
the
Yeah, grab a popcorn, grab a drink, hang out with us.
yeah, it's also the realization, like, here are the consequences of my actions.
Mm-hmm.
And literally everything that has happened, like, he fucks off to Cabo, and then the Empire is just like, hey, you're arrested, and he's just like, for what? And they're like, I don't know, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then it's all because of this match that's he was instrumental in striking, and now the Empire is just like, all right, Patriot Act time. We can surveil anything. We can do anything. This is for the good of our people and good of the Empire. And then, so he's a lot of stark realizations and him just kind of coming to terms with shit.
I love the whole time he's yelling out, like, I'm innocent. It wasn't me.
I'm on vacation.
Yeah. I'm a tourist.
I'm a tourist.
And he caused the whole thing. Every single thing. Every person that's going to prison right now for things that usually they could have gone off with, it's because of him.
Well, and also too, everyone, like they mentioned in there, everyone's sentences got doubled. They were like, what the fuck happened on the outside? Because our numbers just doubled and we're now locked up in here for even longer. And so yeah, he gets into the
Andor.
He gets into the place. They get electrocuted. They get shown the
that was brutal.
Yeah, the countermeasures that there are, and then we have a cameo, which not really a cameo.
Let's wait on that. Let that marinate a little bit. Okay. There's another. So they do go back and forth on different storylines, right? The one right off the beginning was our boy Serial. Oh man, he does not look happy in his little cubicle.
No,
but somebody comes down and says, "Hey, come with us, please."
So much for the workplace shooter idea.
Yeah, right. Don't. He might still do it.
That's true.
He might still do it. So basically, he gets confronted by one of the most useless characters on the show.
No!
I'm just kidding. Look at you guys getting all riled up. I'll let you guys take it because you guys really love this character. What did you guys think of the interaction, and what do you think is going to be coming out of this?
First, I'll quickly address her as a character. She's actually kind of performing duty. A lot of the time when we see any sort of police officer, detective in any show, unless they're supposed to be that incredibly intelligent character, they often just miss stuff. We see the Empire doing things often in Star Wars that we think, why are you doing that? There's simple solutions if you just ask the person the right questions, that sort of thing. With her, she's figuring things out. She's asking questions. When she realizes that he actually didn't write the report that was signed off on and that the report's incorrect, she's like, okay, do you know what? Get him the report, let him go over the report so that way he can show us everything wrong with it and what actually happened. I think that she's doing a good job as an officer, and she's telling him, your reputation's been smeared, but we will leave a little side note saying that you helped us out with this.
Well, and
he wasn't too happy about that. He's like, "What? Sorry, pardon me."
Well, I've said this a lot about this show. They are failing to lean on tropes, and what I was expecting to happen, the easy way out would have been, "Oh, you're an underling. You mean nothing. Bah, fuck you. You're dirt. Blah blah blah. Why are you wasting our time?" Because essentially, what he's doing is sending in fake police reports and potentially wasting, important Imperial officials' time because he's working on weird fuel line management shits. And he's just like, all this fuel's missing because of this Cassian Andor fucking guy. And then he's like, oh, there's more fuel missing because Cassian Andor. And then they're like, what the fuck? And then that's the main reason why she goes down there, and then to like reprimand him, but then also like kind of poke him because he was like, all right, you were in this area. And so she starts like going bad cop. And then he was just like, I didn't read the report. I didn't sign off on any of this. They put a gun to, they like threatened me and pinned it all on me. And I had to sign it without I wasn't allowed to read it. And then she was just like, oh okay. So the thing that the guy that I've been fucking working on to hold him accountable for like getting shit done properly. Oh, he also fucked this up? Okay. And it wasn't her just being like, I don't trust you, blah, blah, blah. It was just like, yeah, this makes sense. That guy is fucking terrible at his job. Okay, give me the report. Let him read it. It'll take forever. I don't care. This is a lead and it might go somewhere. But then I also liked that when he was like, oh, this is like, blah, 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 negligence and this and this. And he starts getting excited and she's still like, okay, calm down, Rent-A-Cop. Like, you're not ISB, you're not in Imperial Intelligence, like you are just like a local police force. So, and she didn't be like, oh, we should work together, we're best friends now. She's still just like, there's a hierarchy and you are a worm, that's on our team. So she was still just like, don't worry, I'll put in a good word for you, and said that you helped us, so you still get your participation badge and it'll make you feel better about yourself. But it isn't like a big like underdog story and just like, oh really, I could now be the best secret agent ever. No, it's like a much more realistic, like, all right, we'll say that you aren't a complete fuck up. We good. Yeah. All right. And then he was just like, I'd be a credit to your team. And then she was like, we're gonna forget that this happened. Okay, thank you, but fucking learn your place.
I don't think he's gonna take the no for an answer.
No,
you still filed 7 or was it 5 false police reports. You're still in trouble. I'll let it slide.
Yeah. And also too, I guess we'll talk more about her later because there's a interesting shift in the audience's opinion on her, because this whole time, Elvin's opinion notwithstanding, I've been like rooting for Deidre and been like, oh yeah, she's doing it, and like been on her side, and something happens at that, and then that completely changes.
I was right all along.
Well, yeah, she's still the Empire, like she's still fucking Nazi. But
yeah, but I just told them you will end up not liking this film.
Yeah, she was a well-written Nazi that I gave a shit about for a bit. The backstory and but she's still horrible.
Yes. So we also after this scene we have another dinner party. Like there's a lot of dinner parties going on.
Well, I mean that's vice president.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm getting older, but she's looking fine, boys. She's looking fine.
Oh, she's always been like
she's looking good. She's a beautiful woman. I'll tell you that right now.
Fact.
And she plays that classy uppity kind of role to a T.
That's like, again,
she's probably the bright spot for me, aside from obviously Diego.
Oh, absolutely.
Luna. She's probably the bright spot in terms of like just playing her role so good.
Yeah. Like that was, again, one of the biggest selling points for the show was just like, we get like backstory on Mon Mothma and like House of Cards shit, sick. And like the birth of the rebellion. And yeah, so we get another dinner party where she's looking for
this time with her husband, right? Instead of the other guy.
So we get a little what the fuck is their planet called? Like Champagne Nuria or something like that.
Yeah, it's the world's best, the galaxy's best champagne comes.
Yo, that worm,
those worms look pretty scary, man.
That worm
like
that they dropped. That was, I know, it was disgusting, but it was still just like a cool, and like the art team. Somebody really put thought into that. Like
somebody likes tequila with their worm.
You see, they drop it and it's a clear liquid, and then it dissolves the outer layer, the skin, I guess. And then turns into like this champagne or beer colored or piss color, whatever, but just turns into this fancy drink. And then it's got I thought that was a really cool touch. It was like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I want to drink it.
You probably can at Galaxy's Edge.
Probably for like $1,800.
Yeah. I mean, it costs $5,000 for a suite there. So yeah.
Yeah. It's in the thing that everyone says is shit.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. Well, everyone says it's bad except for the people that got to go there to review it.
Well, yeah, except for the
I know it because they got the free.
Speaking of
I swear, if I ever got a chance to go to do something like that, I would be kicked out so fast if I thought it was trash, because I would tell it like it is. This is an overpriced garbage. Don't come here. And then I'll be like out the door in 5 minutes. I'll be like, get out.
I think the best thing to do would be like take just a little bit of acid or mushrooms, so then you would like get rid of that that suspension of disbelief. There'd be no possibility of you not feeling immersed. Just enough to break reality in your mind so that you could be like, I'm in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the way to do it in microdose. That's how you do Star Wars Land.
Speaking of microdose, we have a bunch of social media places that people go to get all of their microdoses. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
I haven't heard it described like that before.
At A&R Universe.
That's the best goddamn segue I've ever heard in my life.
You can get all kinds of doses. Yeah, go out there and follow us in all these platforms. Tell us, give us your feedback on what kind of stuff you would like to see in these social media platforms. We got TikTok videos, so let us know if you want to see Justin do some TikTok dancing with some figures, or you want to see me or Nathan dancing with figures or bottles of liquor, whatever the heck you guys want. Or Dio, right? Or my dog Coco, or Nathan's lizard, which I forget the name.
Han Solo.
Caesar, there you go.
Han Solo, no?
Maybe all three of them. Maybe not. They might all kill each other. But yeah, let us know. Give feedback. We wanna bring content to you guys in every possible way. So if you're a social media person that loves all those kind of things, let us know what you want to see. We'll get that out to you on all those platforms. And don't forget, we have our A&R Actual Weekly podcast on Monday nights, 8:30 p.m., where me and my friend D talk about all kinds of amazing topics in pop culture world. But Popcorn Chicken and Justin just kind of fizzed out.
I think his camera fell or something.
Oh, his camera fell. That's too bad. Or maybe he had to get a drink. He had to get a drink.
That segue that you did, I can't get over that. It's like, do you like cocaine? Whoa, we've got a social media channel.
All kinds of hits. Roy says Nathan's lizard. Do you want to tell him, Roy, about your lizard?
Well, he's sleeping right now. I'm not gonna pick him up.
No, don't pick him up. But what kind of lizard is it?
Oh, bearded. For everyone watching, he's a bearded dragon. Yeah, he's getting old now, but
what's old for a bearded dragon?
Old, 15 years. They live longer in captivity. We don't know quite how old he is. Just because.
How big is he? Can you just show us on the camera? Like, give us an extra.
Not that big, from like head to tail.
What color?
Yellow, brown. But he changes to brown if he's colder or if he's not happy. But if he's sleeping or if he's nice and warm, he'll be a bright yellow.
Oh, nice.
Right now, he's not the most attractive. He's shedding, so he's like this weird pale brown on his back, but everywhere else is yellow.
He's just super ashy right now.
Yeah.
You put any lotion or anything on him to get him to shed better?
No, not anything like that. But I do give him a bath once a week, sometimes a bit more, because that is the only time he will drink water is if it is running past his head. He only drinks running water. He doesn't like still water. So
my old cat used to do that. He wouldn't drink water unless it was from a faucet.
Wow.
Well, my parents' cat does the same thing. She drinks from this. My dad has like a little water bowl, but it's got a fountain in it. Yeah, one of those, so that way it's still running water.
He's a fancy bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back into. I guess the lizard is more interesting than the show.
Hey, we gotta give what the people want.
Where were we last? We were discussing
talking about how hot Mon Mothma is.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mothma has her dinner party, and then the rich banker shows up. Mm-hmm. I swear the husband is pretty chill when this rich banker shows up, because that dude should be like, hey, bro, like, stop coming on to my wife here every 5 minutes. Every dinner party we're at, you show up. What's going on here? Like,
her daughter kind of mentioned that. She was like, he's coming around a lot more, huh, Mom?
Yeah.
But also too, like, her husband is from the same planet. We learn a little more about their dynamic. They were arranged marriage kind of thing. They're married at 15 or something like that. So, all things considered, their relationship's actually, pretty good for the fact that they kind of hate each other, but he's just like, fuck it, I get to just throw parties and get drunk and tell stories to funny and have people laugh at my jokes. Sick. And she's just like, yeah, but all those people are committing genocide. And he's like, yeah, but they got some good punchlines.
They bought me a nice bottle of Chardonnay.
Yeah, they got some good one-liners.
Yeah, it's just crazy how rich and uptight he is,
Mm-hmm.
and thinking, this is beneath him and he doesn't care. Yeah, that's the world, right? That's that world that they're trying to show us.
Also, for a show that has a lot of dudes with ponytails and little like,
yeah, what is up with that?
Hold on, he's the first one that he looks like a fucking douchebag with it. Like every other Padawan and Jedi who's got like their hair done up in a bun is just like, oh, he's a Jedi. He looks pretty cool. Oh, it's a pretty cool hairstyle. This dickhead comes on screen. I'm like, oh, what a douche.
Oh man. So after that scene, we have, the confrontation with Serial still, and then Serial basically has this big meeting. Serial. Deidre.
Mm-hmm.
They have the planetary meeting. You
with
want to call
Wolf
it
Blitzer again, or
Wolf,
whatever.
Wolf Blitzer. So they have the meeting, and the head honcho's there, and she is basically just pushing her way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like she wants to be noticed in this meeting.
Well, and all the things that she's been researching and bringing to the table now, she has the platform to be able to. Now people are going to listen. So the things that she has like slowly been going like, hey, this looks sus. Hey, this is kind of weird. They're like, yeah, well, whatever. But now that I think too, also the fact that they have this new, for lack of a better term, bill that got passed to allow more freedom for the security forces to be able to punish all these things. So now whenever somebody brings something to the table, they go, okay, fuck it. We have the funding now. So yeah, we can. But so now she's like, has more confidence to bring all these things to the table. And she's bringing it like straight to Wolf Yularen. And he's just like, yo, this is a lot of shit you're asking for. And now her superior is like fully backing her. And he's like, yes, it is. But this, and this, and this, and this. And this is why this might be a potential threat. And they're just like, yeah, okay. Well, so I think there might be a situation where I can't remember her superior's name, but since he's vouching for her constantly, something's going to blow up and then he's going to get blamed for it because he's just like, yo, you were vouching for her and she fucked up. So
hello, Darth. How's it going? Hope the day is going well for you, sir. Okay, so I mean, this meeting is basically her trying to make sure that her agenda, her project, whatever you want to call it, gets through. The big boss is there. Do you see any pushback from anything, or is she going to get everything she's asking for?
I think we'll see some resistance, but I think she'll get it still. She's I can't remember the names, but the guy that originally she was reporting to sided with her in the meeting, saying,
he's also pushing for it. Like he's telling his superior, like, hey, you definitely want to look into this. Right?
Well, the entire time before all of this happened and he was talking with her, he was making it clear, like, yo, you're a woman in this position. Like, this shit doesn't happen. So you better fucking have your T's crossed and your I's dotted. And like, that was a lot of his pep talks where it's just like, people are looking harder on you because you are a woman in the Imperial Army. And that rarely happens. So don't fuck this up kind of thing. And even like when she was challenging her peers, he was just like, good job. Fucking watch your back. And now that she's brought in some things to the table and they're going, yeah, okay, that does make sense. You were right about that. Now she's in the position where he can openly be like, yep, I vouch for that. That does sound good. We should put our focus on that.
Okay. We move transition to the prisons again. And this is where things kind of was awkward. I was shocked, actually.
Before we get into the Gollum stuff, I want to quickly point out something.
The planet
Did
of
you guys
apes
notice-
show up. They go to the planet
But,
of apes.
just wait, he's gonna start walking around all hunched over. But
So I was putting war paint
all the
on
prisoners, all the prisoners are wearing white and orange, which is what a lot of the rebels would wear. Just the orange would be a bit more prevalent, and the white would be toned down. So now they're kind of already labeling them as rebels. Like these people are what we consider like the rebels. They're all interested in the rebellion, as we see soon. You know what's going on, all that. So it's kind of, I don't know if that was intentional,
Well, in
as a nod, or if that was just.
Well, I think in a lot of the Rebels TV show too, all the prison camps that we've seen, they've been white and orange too. So I think that's kind of like, maybe that might be like not a retcon. What's the opposite of a retcon? Where the rebels choose that as their fighter pilots as like a sign of solidarity, of just like, we are prisoners, but now now we're fighting back. So maybe they're like owning those colors kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't notice the rebels.
That's interesting. You mentioned that. It's a good catch there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shall
we?
Yeah. I know Justin's itching to talk about this.
Go ahead, Supreme Leader Snoke shows up. Somehow Snoke returns.
Okay, is this cool or is this odd?
I think it's cool.
I absolutely love Andy Serkis. I think he's amazing. By the way, spoilers to anybody. We should have said that from the beginning. I apologize.
We're talking about the whole episode.
Yeah,
everything's a spoiler.
If you haven't watched the episode, go watch it. We haven't finished talking about it, so there's still stuff to talk about. We apologize if you were going to watch it and we spoiled it for you. That was not our intention.
Shows up.
But you should know, if we're doing a show on an episode breakdown, we're gonna spoil things. So
yeah, sorry,
this is nothing new.
Shows up.
Yeah. So Andy shows up here. I love the guy as an actor. He's done a phenomenal job. He's a great career.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was a little weird to see him pop out of nowhere. Considering has he been in any other Star Wars stuff?
Well, Snoke.
Oh, was he Snoke actually?
He was sure. Snoke. Yeah, he did the mocap and the voice for Supreme Leader.
Oh,
Snoke.
okay, I wasn't aware of that.
So he was,
because I really hated that character.
Bad character, but it's not his fault.
No, I loved that character. I hate what
Snoke was a poor man's Palpatine.
Yeah, that was the point. I think.
Yeah, and I thought it was just I felt the whole, like, when I saw him, and I also saw what's his name putting on the black helmet, Kylo Ren. I just thought these two are like ripoffs. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Oh, no, absolutely.
Well, Kylo was intentional. Like, it was intentional.
Yeah,
he was doing it to look
no,
like
I understand that. Yeah. What I'm saying is, like, when I saw the two, I'm like, really, Disney, you couldn't come up with better ideas for a good guy
no, I hate the presentation of Snoke.
I love Snoke. Bad guy. Yeah.
I loved Snoke as, like, in The Last Jedi, I loved Snoke because the mystery behind it, the guys where you're just like, who the fuck is this? Whoa, this is like some weird, whoa. And then they're just like, oh yeah, then he dies. And you're like, what? Fuck you. And then
he reminded me of a grandpa in the old folks home.
Clone.
He reminded me of grandpa in an old folks home that smoked a lot of darts in his day.
Oh yeah. He is just physical manifestation. Smoke? Yeah, he's the physical manifestation of cancer. 100%.
Snoke, I know.
Snoke him if you got him.
Okay, so basically Andy Serkis shows up, and I guess they're working for a Honda factory or something.
So here's the things.
Building the future electric cars.
Oh yeah, pretty much. They're working for Elon Musk.
He is an evil empire, right? So
yeah. One complaint is they're all humans.
Yeah, what is up with this?
Yeah.
There was nothing but
humans. It's a galaxy full of like bad people, but they all happen to be humans in this place.
Yeah. Only humans are bad people. Disney's being racist.
Well, okay,
yeah, they are.
Maybe this is the human-only prison, and that's why they segregate them.
It's so lazy, though, right? Isn't it?
Well, it's just budgeting. And
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
it is the budget.
Why put yourself in a corner like that? Like, why write yourself into a position where people can say, "Hey, you've got 40 prisoners, and they're all happen to be human." Remember,
Yeah,
the
like,
planet
throw
that they
a-
were in is not a human planet; it's just a planet, right?
Yeah, it's a
Anyone
prison
can go
planet.
there,
It's a
and they
Imperial
randomly,
factory planet.
yeah, and they're all humans.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was definitely a
it
clear
bothered
budgetary
me.
thing.
It did
Oh,
bother
yeah,
me.
what was the budget for the show?
That's a good question.
But I mean, how expensive is to put prosthetics on people? You don't
Or
need
like-
to have. You don't even need them to be like fully in prosthetic because the jumpsuit will cover half the body,
Yeah,
90%
like
of the
even
body, right?
a Rhodian in the background, just give him a mask,
Anything.
or do like some Zabraks. Like all you need to do is like put a couple lines on their face and give them a couple horns. Like
Exactly.
Okay, do you guys want to hear the bad news?
what?
The
There's
budget
a
for
huge fucking
Andor
budget?
was about 15 to 25 million per episode. The budget for The Mandalorian was about 12 to 15 million per episode.
Okay, so
I think a lot of it has to be locations, right?
I was gonna say these
Yeah.
are all
Yeah.
practical sets,
Yeah.
and I think that's where we're seeing that trade off.
But okay, whose fault
Now-
is that then?
Is it the fans for complaining about it?
I think. Okay, so this is delicate because we do like live sets more than
yes,
a studio because it just feels more nicer, right?
Mhm.
Natural.
Yep.
I get it why they did it, and I'm not faulting them for doing that, but they have to be aware what their budget is in every episode. If you
Yes.
spend they should know, okay, listen, we only have 1 million left, and we need to put some aliens in here.
Mhm.
So let's just sprinkle 2 or 3 in the background just for the sake of it.
Now, yeah, and that is a delicate thing because like when it comes to that, let's say the art department for the set deck costs 5 million, or I mean, also you have to consider too, this is unionized shit.
Of
So
course.
if you
Yeah.
if you hire set deck and if you hire makeup, you can't you can't go, oh,
No.
we'll only get a couple. You're either spending 10 million on makeup or you're spending 10 million on set deck.
Yeah, it's a set price.
So- Yeah, so that's kind of, and this is only a nitpicky thing that we're picking up on, and it was something that I was looking for. I was looking for things to nitpick on, and one thing that I can't nitpick on is how it looked and felt, because it looked incredible. Every scene was just like, yes, that is exactly where they are. It's not like, yeah, I get it. Okay, I guess it's kind of like a prison thing or whatever. Every like little nook that they would store things, the bunk beds and like the actual chambers that they slept in
Yeah.
were fucking like beautiful. Like they
Yeah.
looked so sterile and very imperial, but like very efficient of just like, this is where you get your food, you get your water. The tools when they were like assembling all the stuff, everything looked really cool and looked like
It's
It
like
was
it's like
very
a
immersive.
chip processing plant. You know
So-
what I mean?
so there's some speculation that they are helping build parts for the Death Star, which is ironic because they all die from the Death Star. so Andor, because of the
He
match
builds
that
his
he
own
struck,
death trap.
because of the match that he struck, they then imprisoned him to build the thing that he steals the plans for that kills him.
So do you think
So
that
as George
he's-
Lucas said, it's like poetry. They rhyme.
So okay, yeah, I never thought of that he's building the Death Star. I thought he was just building like maybe TIE fighters or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
mean,
whatever it is,
tomato, tomato. Yeah, he's building the
Um,
Death Machine.
maybe
The
we'll
war
find
machine.
out what he's actually building, and maybe it is the Death Star. Who knows,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
That would be the logical conclusion, and that would make sense, considering what the story is going to be going towards.
Mhm.
The scene after that, what is the scene after that? Andy Serkis basically is giving him the tour of the facility and telling him the lay of the land and how they're competing against each other, and if you win, you get better food, things like
No,
that.
you get flavor.
Flavor. Sorry, you get salt and pepper on your
Yeah, you get some
pound of whatever
seasoning.
it is, nonsense.
Yeah, you get some
right?
salt for your grits,
Yeah.
and then the losers get electrocuted. But again,
man, that's brutal.
this is the and this is again, the consistency between the whole show is amazing because an overarching theme has been the Empire is just squeezing and choking slowly enough that nobody can notice the difference, and also creating microaggressions within the people that they're trying to control. So all of these people are prisoners, but they've created this competition and this hierarchy, and they've given incentives to people so that they, oh, well, you're the leader of these guys now. So now they're fighting amongst themselves, which is distracting all of them from fighting the fuckers that are imprisoning them. And then they're double. And the one guy who talks to Andor, and he's like, don't look at the number. And because essentially, like, they just got all of their sentences doubled, and whether that is because of Andor, probably is, or they use that as an excuse, but they're not imprisoning them because they did crimes. They just need slave labor, and they need a way. And again, there's a lot of allegories to North American culture where it's just like they just need a reason to be able to put
it's free labor.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like, we need some way to legally have slave labor, and that's like what they're doing. And so when he's like, don't look at the number, it doesn't mean anything, we are literally here to work. The guy who says that to him, he's in Rogue One. That's Melshi. So he's on the strike team that goes to Scarif. Or not Scarif? Yeah.
Yeah, Scarif.
So he teams up with Andor and is part of the wrecking crew that goes to Scarif to fuck shit up.
Nathan, what do you think about this whole Tesla plant that they're working on?
I'll be honest.
Was it interesting to you at all?
So I'll go over in general for the episode later. But this prison, I thought the concept of like the floors that electrocute you, I thought that was pretty cool. But I also thought, if they've got this kind of tech and they've thought these sort of things out, why don't they do this on like ships? So that way any boys that come on get electrocuted. Why don't they have, special shoes so that way anyone else, despite what they're wearing, why don't they use this technology in other places? I don't love seeing the Empire and Star Wars in general having this advanced form of technology. I know this is crazy. This is an electric floor. But I like it when it's still a little the technology is gritty that they use.
Maybe those shoes cost a whole lot of money. Those Yeezys. Those Yeezys, right? Just cost way too much money. Also, the white setting seemed a little weird to me. I feel like the Empire would do outside of the main planets like Coruscant and all that. The Empire would have a kind of gloomy military style, the gray metals rather than the nice white plastic or white glass wall. I don't know what it's made of, but
it's probably plasteel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'm not a huge fan of the prison scene. I was kind of hoping that the prison, what we see in the prison in this was going to be similar to Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you guys remember that? The prison break?
Definitely. I definitely remember that. I thought it was a nice place instead of a terrible place to go to.
Well, keep in mind, too, they are, again, trying to distract them from the fact that they are prisoners. Yeah. And if they were in a dark, gloomy, disgusting, like,
the motivation won't be there to build.
That they wouldn't work hard because they would just be like, oh, I'm in this disgusting place. And they're just like, you get a bed, you get food and water and a toilet whenever you want. Just don't step on the floors or you fucking die. But like, hey, if you work hard, you will be rewarded. So I think it's kind of like a subconscious kind of brainwashing tactic where it's just like, it's not that bad here. You're if you follow the rules, you'll be okay, and then you'll get out of here, and it's all okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, somebody who's down on their luck is probably loving that place.
Sure.
Some guy that's kind of homeless on the streets, just screw the Empire. Boom, he's got a job. He's got food. He's got
he gets death sticks whenever he wants.
Hey, you want to buy some death sticks?
Yeah. He can put it on his resume, getting a job when he gets out, right?
Yep.
I built for Tesla, right?
And And we know now that any negative things on your record in the Empire can just easily be changed with the manager.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you just got to Karen hard enough, and then you get fucking expunged.
You get a little criminal record? Don't worry. We work in like fuel management, but we'll fix that.
Yeah, it's fun.
So after we kind of jumped back and forth from the dinner and the prison, they started doing that near the middle of the show. We have the banker talking to her. I kind of drifted off in this scene here because I was just like, I'll be honest with you, I was getting bored at this point. There were some moments that kind of perked my interest, but the dinner scene, I seen it, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like, the wheels were coming off for me there.
Sure.
But what do you guys were getting? What did you get out of this scene where they kind of go back to her?
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead, Justin.
You go.
You started. Okay. For me, correct me if I'm wrong. They're talking a bit more about the Empire at this part with the Emperor's overreach now, and they're discussing the balance between him trying to keep everyone safe, if that's his main purpose, and overstepping. It really made me think. This is why he built the Death Star. Some people like to think that aren't really into Star Wars. They look at the Death Star as this. Oh, it's just the big emperor, the evil guy, created this big death machine. But in Star Wars, the purpose of it was so that way he can abolish the Senate, and senators couldn't, create an uproar because look, now the emperor has the ability to destroy your entire planet.
Yeah, it's a nuclear deterrent. It's Cold War kind of thing.
It is. It is kind of evil, big death machine, but there's a little political purpose behind it, which I always find interesting. And now we get to see, a bit more discussion of the politics of the Emperor. We've seen in Star Wars before the politics of the Senate, back, in the prequels, and even now it's the Imperial Senate. We see the politics there a bit throughout the episodes of Andor, but now we're getting a bit more discussion, and I'm hoping it continues and rises up a bit more. Of the Emperor's politics, about him overstepping, and about people actually complaining about it. And I kind of find it funny too, because we had Andor and a bunch of other people get arrested and sentenced to 6 years for anti-imperial speech, and now we've got senators having a toned down but similar discussion of the Emperor, overstepping. But they're not in the same position as Andor.
Yeah, they talked a bit. It was cool, to see the everyman kind of senator or politician or high life kind of person being like, they're just the general consensus of the political kind of climate, who isn't, part of the rebellion or part of the empire. They're just like, well, he's keeping law and order. And, well, do you feel safe? Well, no, I do kind of. And they're kind of wishy-washy, and those I think are the to kind of reference the line that Leia says to Tarkin. The more you tighten your grip, the more systems slip through your fingers, and that's kind of what also to a more extreme extent Luthen is trying to do.
You got it right.
I did. So he's trying to expedite that and force the Empire's hand to be like, I know what these motherfuckers' intentions are, and they'll have more chance at success if they go through their plans slowly like they want to do. But I want to force their hand to expedite their plan so that it's a much more brash and a much more abrasive change, so that people go, wait a minute, no, fuck you, you can't do that, this guy's bullshit. So and Luthen is a much more of the conversations that he was having with Mon Mothma when she was just like, people are going to die, and he's just like, too bad, he's killing people. So
it is what it is, right? We will get to Luther in a bit. He has some important things. One of the things I found very interesting to me, because I have an older son who is hard of hearing, and we use sign language to speak with him. We get that in one of these scenes where one of the gentlemen is talking to another gentleman from the other side of the other bay or tunnel, whatever it is.
Yeah, one of the other rooms.
And they're signing there. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if they are deaf or maybe that's the way they converse, but maybe that's how, because remember, we do see in one of the trailers that there is sort of a mutiny.
A breakout,
right?
Yeah. We get a prison break.
Prison break scene. So I'm wondering if that is like a foreshadowing thing of how they're going to communicate from far away, right? He's probably, Andor might go to him and, hey, listen, I need you to tell him to start this when this is happening. I'm just kind of thinking out loud that that's something that they're trying to let you know that could happen.
Yeah, they definitely hinted towards, like, they showed how everyone in the prison was working, competing against each other, and how everyone's doing everything by the book, and how everyone's doing, being on their best behavior. But there was little sprinklings here and there of discourse that was like foreshadowed. So it was like everyone's walking in a straight line, but you see like a couple people. It wasn't super like obvious, like, oh, what's this guy doing? It was just like they're walking and he kind of looks, and you see a guy like signing to another guy like in another quadrant, and you're like, huh, there's some sketchy shit going on. And then they stop and then they go on to the next thing, and you're like, ooh, I wonder what that'll turn into.
So again, we go back and forth at the dinner scene, and then finally we actually break through these scenes. We kind of get something close to Andor's home now. A lot is happening there, including his mom or his adopted parents or whatever it is you want to name it. She is not doing so well medically, right?
Yep.
She fell a couple of times or something, and she's hurt herself. We have, is it Bix? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Bix shows up, is trying to help her with some of the injuries and issues, and she's asking, what are you doing? And she's, I'm trying to help the rebels, the cause, right?
Yeah.
Is she really helping, or is she kind of losing it? What are you guys thinking here?
I think a bit of both. I think she's like kind of
Alzheimer's or something like that.
Yeah, the
dementia,
space dementia.
I'm not trying to make light of it or anything like that.
No. Yeah,
I'm actually thinking that she's got one of these issues, right?
Well, they were talking about like it's just like I'm helping the cause. I'm opening up a door in the basement. So
that's what kind of makes me think that she's having dementia, or she's having some sort of a breakdown. And maybe maybe it's because she's lost someone that she really loves, and she's all alone now.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, the scene that they had before where she was just like, you can't stay and I can't come with you. And so then he's like, fuck, okay, I guess I gotta leave. And then he leaves.
Here I come.
Right? Yeah. And then she's just like, all right, well, I'm staying here because I said I was going to fight. So I'm going to go open a door in a basement underneath the hotel so that maybe people can get through and do a sneak attack. Oh, and then I pulled a Harrison Ford and had a door close on my leg and broke it or something.
And then the who's it? Is it the brother of Andor? Who is this guy again?
It's just a
buddy of his, right?
Yeah,
his work buddy, right? Was he not working together with him at once?
Yep.
Yeah.
His work buddy comes in.
His alibi.
Yeah, there you go. The alibi. So he's concerned too, and it's nice to see that his friends are not abandoning her and coming to aid her and looking after her, because they know he had to leave because he, did something. So they understand that he's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah.
And so they are basically trying to help her out, which I thought was really nice that they're doing that for her. Then Bix, is sort of curious, or I like this character. I don't understand why she needs to go and look for Andor. Is it because she's worried about the mother and she's concerned that he should come back and look after her, or I don't know. What was her motive here?
Well, because I mean, the last interaction they had, she was just like, you fucked everything up. Now the Empire is here, and now my boyfriend is dead. Yes, he's an asshole. And then he came back and he was just like, yeah, okay, whatever, it's fine. You won't have to see me again. Here's all the money I owe people. And then he left. And that's the last they ever heard of him. And so now it's been a few days or a week or whatever. So now, his mom's kind of not looking too good. And she's probably had some time to think about things. And he kept all his promises. He did what he said he was going to do. So he's a man of his word. And now she's just has no way of getting a hold of him. So then she's just like, oh, well, he did some work for Luthen. So then she tries to contact him. And then Luthen's conversation.
Well, before we get to that, we do have two people keeping an eye in Luthen's interests as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have the rebels that they were with Andor doing that raid. I can't remember their names, but maybe Justin can pull them up. Their names in the IMDb thing. But the two couple,
Cinta, and Val,
Sphincter and Val, they both are really in depth in their relationship, and they're there.
One of them is.
Yeah, Sphincter definitely is very.
No, Val.
Oh,
Val is like.
Valve is a deep thing, and so is Sphincter, but they're both deep. They both are in a relationship, obviously, which they've hinted, from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
They're planted there by Luthen. They're not there on a vacation or a honeymoon or anything like that. They're planted there.
I don't think Cinta is supposed to be there because
is she supposed to be there?
No, because remember when she was talking to Luthen's assistant.
Yeah.
She was like, "Don't try and contact her. You know how risky that is to like try and."
No, but maybe they're planted there to keep an eye on him, but not to contact them.
No, Vel's job is to find Andor and kill him.
Kill him.
And because he's a loose end. So, and then, whatever her name is, it rhymes with Leia. Something. Anyway, Kalia or something. Yeah. And she was like, it's as risky to receive messages as it is to send them. So don't. And she was like, okay. So I think
I think that was a great foreshadowing for what Bix is going to be doing. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So they're, regardless if she's supposed to be there, but like, so they're, and Cinta's just like, yo, I'm here for the cause. Like that comes first.
I thought I thought they were just planted there to keep an eye on the whole situation there.
Yeah, Vel definitely is.
But does the other one know? I don't think the other one knows, right?
She's trying to find him. Yeah, actually, I don't know if Cinta knows the
that she's there to kill.
The extent, of why they're there.
Which will be interesting if she doesn't know, which will be very interesting.
Yeah. So then Bix goes and sends a message, and then Kalia receives it.
I really found that scene to be so stupid.
Well, it made sense as to why Deidre got onto her radar, because she sends that. Either they
already knew. Yeah.
Well, they must have intercepted it, and then.
Oh, absolutely, had to intercept it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Kalia and Luthen just have a conversation where she's just like, "No, we need to cut this channel. We need to sever this tie." And he's just like, "Well, it still might." She's like, "I need you to tell me to shut this down." And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So then they cut off that arm, and then Deidre shows up and captures Bix, and then does it. See, and this is the turn, because again, even up to at this point in the episode, we're still like not on Deidre's side, but we're still like rooting for her and still like, oh, cool, what's she gonna do? Yes, we're meant to root for her.
You two were, yes.
We're on her side and we're interested in her development. And this is the first time that you're like, oh yeah, that's right, she's a space Nazi, because she like accidentally has the guy who owns the mechanic shop that Bix works for. She accidentally left him in the interrogation room, beating the shit out of, and then like opens the door. Oh, what is he doing here? No, please don't look. Oh, I'm gonna reprimand you, Sergeant. Get this man out of here. Sorry about that, lady.
Why did they have Bix under like as circled as a suspect or potential. She was
Because
never.
they intercepted that transmission.
But yeah, but how do they know it's Bix with the transmission? She was Morse code. She wasn't talking anymore.
Because they just tortured the guy who owns the shop, and he
Oh,
obviously
okay.
gave her up.
Okay, yes. I just realized that right now. Yeah, that guy's a
They
snitch.
received a transmission from this mechanic shop that 2 fucking people or 3 people work at. One of them they've already killed.
Yeah.
So then they're like, all right, let's get the next one.
Yeah. What
So,
a snitch.
Yeah, so then they capture her and then go like, yo, we just killed your boyfriend, your
You're
other
next.
boyfriend we want to find. And the owner of the shop, which we're just going to assume you banged too, he now has more holes in him than he did yesterday. So, all right, it's time to start talking. And that's the first time that you're just like, oh, right, Deidre's a piece of shit. Okay.
The pan to the IKEA chair.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
With Svensgaard. What's his name? Svensgaard?
They're trying to make you uncomfortable while you're sitting down in it.
Yeah. Those
It's
IKEA chairs are so uncomfortable.
The style.
Yeah, so basically that's how they end the episode off, right?
No.
No?
Then we get
I passed
Luthen.
out that time. Sorry, my bad.
You didn't see Forrest
I'm
Whitaker's
kidding.
monologue?
You know, I was very disappointed in this scene. You
Really?
know why?
Why?
My boy was
No
not
asthma?
wearing a Speedo. Remember we talked about this?
This is just the
Saul-
introduction.
I wanted to see Saul hanging out.
There's no L.
Saul,
Saw.
whatever it is, with the Speedo, hanging out in Los Cabos, and just getting approached by Luthen.
Moss Cabo.
Moss Cabo. And I was like, dude, this guy's in his armor gear. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You should have been
But-
chilling out.
So,
But anyway, this
okay.
was a very intense conversation, which I passed out. Honestly, I fell asleep, and I saw the tail end of this. So enlighten me on what happened here.
Okay. So, Saw Gerrera. We've seen young Saw Gerrera. We've seen good Saw Gerrera. Then we've seen Al Qaeda Saw Gerrera. And he is right on the tipping point here.
Okay.
His sister's been killed. So he's like already, and this is part of this whole show is arguably one of my favorite things is showing that the rebellion is complex and it's not like we've seen in the movies where it's like good versus evil. This is the light side guys and this is the dark side guys. There's so much more nuance to that because like Luthen is just being like, yo, I've got another job and I'm going to need air support. Y'all got ships. And he's just like, I'm not working for those fucking clowns.
Mhm.
And Saw Gerrera, he lists off a bunch of splinter groups and is just like, these guys, loyalists. These guys, they're white supremacists. These guys, they're fucking misguided. Separatists. Yeah, they're fucking bullshit. And it's showing like how much there needs to be a person to come out publicly and unite all of these people who are against the Empire because, and this is what the Empire's been doing and trying to do. And we see a small version of this in the prison where they're sowing all these seeds of discourse in all of the different splinter groups and not allowing them to band together and have a cohesive vision. And there's nobody there that is commanding all of them because they're all just like, no, I know how to blow up shit. No, I know how to steal shit. And they're like, fuck you, I do it better. And so Saw's monologue, I thought was perfect and kind of redeeming because he was kind of a meme.
Oh,
Hello,
that is
General
cool,
Grievous.
That is a cool handle.
General
Hello
Kenobi.
there. Oh,
Hello there.
hello there. Thank you for stopping by.
Nice reference. And like in Rogue One, Saw Gerrera was kind of a meme because he was just like, he was like the worst part of Rogue One, but not in poor writing. I don't know. He was just weird and kind of funny because he was just fucking crazy.
Mhm.
And the whole Bugalit. And but it was cool to see a more sane Saw Gerrera in live action and his rant about all the different separatist groups and splinter groups and just how he hates them and doesn't want to work with them. And then Luthen being like, well, fuck, he had a couple good lines too, where he was just like, we need to band up together to be, more effective. And so it's interesting seeing Luthen and Mon Mothma both trying to create the rebellion from different paths.
Does he get some of the cheddar that Luthen acquired?
Well, that's the thing too. That was really funny. Was when he shows up and he immediately just goes like, "Hey, should I say congratulations for the heist job?
Where's the party at?"
Yeah, so I was just like, I was going to say the same thing to you, and they're like, I would. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like a good minute of back and forth.
Yeah, of both of them just being like, "Did you do it? No, did you do it?" And he's like,
that's awesome.
I wouldn't tell you if I did do it. And he's like, "Neither would I." Bah!
And then he's like, "That's something I would say."
Yeah. Yeah. So even like these two guys who are like old war vet buddies or something, I don't know, who like obviously there's some history there. They don't fucking trust each other.
Yeah.
And they both are just so skeptical of everything, even when they're on the same side. And yeah, I thought that interaction was awesome.
So what happens after that? Because I, honest to God, like I tuned in and out. I remember bits and pieces of that conversation.
That was pretty much it.
And that was it.
It brought us back finally to the prison. One last prison shot.
Oh yeah.
The guy falls out and dies, and it's been like a couple of weeks or something, or 20 days or something like that.
I wouldn't say fall out. I thought it was suicide, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean fallout, whether intentional or not.
Oh yeah.
But it was also too a nice reference to like Shawshank Redemption, when like the guy falls out or kills himself, and they're just like, "Oh, now we got to smell this fucking guy."
Yeah.
And like that scene in Shawshank Redemption when they're like beating the shit out of the one guy, and then everyone's just making fun of him because they're like, "I want to sleep." Fuck.
Okay. Let's talk about. This is episode 8 now, so we're getting close to the end. We've got how many more episodes left? 3, 9, 10.
3, 4.
4. We got 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
They've got to. I think next episode is a prison break episode. I'm thinking. I don't honestly want to see too much time spent in prison here.
Yeah,
I need him to make some moves here.
I don't think next episode's going to be. I think next episode's going to be another build-up one, because apparently the last episode was a establishing episode, and then there's the next 3 episodes. This being the first one of that 3 is one story.
2 more,
and then the last 2 episodes are like a season finale, part 1, part 2 kind of thing. So there might be a little more build up and a little. I think we're gonna get a bunch of action. I think Saw Gerrera is gonna like blow some shit up. So,
do you think he's gonna lead the charge in getting him out of there?
Oh,
I think they might, because they just introduced him at the first full episode of him in prison. Let me see Saw Gerrera. For the first time in this series.
Answer this for me. Sorry to cut you off there, Nathan. Answer this for me. What is Lutheran's purpose of going to Saul? Like, what is his reason?
He's
got money now. That's right. Saw Gerrera's he buys. He's probably Luthen's buyer, so he gets all this Imperial shit. Then he sells it to Saw Gerrera, and then Saw Gerrera fucks shit up. So,
or maybe Saul gives him artifacts to sell at the store.
He had some targeting disruptors to sell him.
Yeah.
Which.
And that's right. He was like, "I'll sell you these if you meet with this guy." And he's like, "That guy, fuck him. Yep. I'm not meeting with him."
Interesting.
He's a separatist. I'm a new Republican. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Or whatever.
I thought he called himself a New Republican, didn't he? Or New Republic supporter, something like that.
Something like that.
Interesting.
When he first said separatist, I assumed he meant like separatist back during the Clone Wars, and he was on the side of the Republic. But when he said New Republic, it's like, oh, maybe he's talking about like a new separatist movement, and
Yeah.
he just wants another republic. I don't know.
Well,
I
the
got a little
old
confused.
republic, because it is now the empire, so they just want the old
Yeah,
republic.
I knew.
So now they're
Well,
the
he
new
wants
old
that,
republic.
but then there's also a separate group, so they're okay. I'm guessing one group is okay with the empire existing. They just want to have a couple planets themselves, and then
Well, and
the other group
he
wants
hates
the whole thing.
Yeah, he's always hated the separatists because like he almost committed genocide on all the not the Geonosians, the bug guys.
That they
what
are
are they?
Geonosians.
Yeah, the Geonosians. He almost committed genocide on the Geonosians because he was just like, they're separatists. They fucking did all this in the Clone Wars or Bad Batch or whatever. But actually, I don't know if we're planning on it, but we should touch on it a bit.
Okay.
Did you watch Tales of the Jedi?
No, I've been trying to stay away from social media, which is difficult because
It's all out. It's all out right now.
I watched
I know.
one and a half
just
episodes.
Okay.
I'm wondering from you guys, should we touch on it next week or should we touch on it at any point this week? What are you guys' thoughts on that show? Because they're mini shows, right? The mini episodes?
You can
They're
pretty
not
much watch.
short.
It's 8 episodes and they're all like 10, 15, 20 minutes long each.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of this? To bridge gaps, I guess?
It's mostly
No.
all a prequel. I really, really liked it.
More prequels, seriously?
No.
Oh, I didn't like the first one.
The first one is the weakest
Yeah.
one, absolutely. But it ties itself at the end. So essentially, and like, it's just like Count Dooku's story when he was a Jedi. So it's like, and they skip a lot too. It's very much just like when he was a young dude with Qui-Gon as a young Padawan. Then when he's older and Qui-Gon actually just fought Darth Maul, and he's still part of the Jedi Order, which I didn't even like put that together. Like when Count Dooku left the Jedi Order, and it was pretty late actually. So like, and actually I didn't look into it, but I think Liam Neeson voices Qui-Gon in the cartoon or in this show. So you get Liam, or like a fucking amazing sound alike.
It could be AI.
It could be, yeah. But so we get some story about Count Dooku in the Jedi Order, how he left, and then it jumps ahead again. You see, it's mostly centered around Count Dooku, and like his kind of rise and fall, and then it ends again with Ahsoka. And there is a line in Clone Wars that you now have context behind it, and you're just like, oh shit. So it's almost like a backstory, but also like it almost felt like here's deleted scenes, because it was just like
puzzles to put into the place.
Yeah. It gives more context to a lot of things. And I've always been super like, I mean, what's his name? Dooku, Sauron.
Palpatine, Count Dooku.
What's the actor's name?
Okay, well, while you do that,
Lee?
Yeah, Christopher Lee.
Nathan, did you watch it at all?
Fucking badass.
I saw an episode and a half. I wasn't able to finish them all, obviously. First episode, I guess we'll go into this another time. But without going into any story, the animation is fantastic.
Yes.
Like there's some scenes where it was like you kind of cinematic, zoomed out. You saw a lot of stuff. I thought it was live action. I thought, holy crap, this is so good. And I only realized it was kind of a cartoon style when the characters came into view. They got a little closer. Really good. The shadows on objects look fantastic. Lighting. It was great animation.
I know you only seen an episode and a half, and Justin, you've seen all of it. But do you guys recommend it?
Yeah, it's not a huge commitment. Again, I forgot that it came out, and I think I watched it all in like an hour.
Okay.
And again, it's just like I've always been super interested in Count Dooku as a character because Count Dooku's character was kind of what the whole show of Andor is doing, where they're showing like Count Dooku, he left the Jedi Order because he didn't trust it, and he wants to get rid of, and he knows that Palpatine's a Sith Lord. So like he's trying to pick the lesser of two evils here, and he's like, well, you're corrupt and you control everything, and this guy's trying to change everything, and obviously he's a bit more brainwashed into it and whatnot, but that's why he goes with the Separatists, because they are the rebellion at that point. And it's cool because you see the context of that, and then that's why I was talking about before, because then Saw Gerrera is just like, man, fuck the Separatists. And it's cool seeing him talk about the Separatists, and then seeing arguably the leader of the Separatists and his backstory and how he started in the Jedi Order. And yeah, no, it was a good watch. I think that definitely the first episode is the weakest one, but it's just like, here's Ahsoka being born and her mom fighting a thing, and it was just like, okay, this is. But also too, you have to think of it in the context of Clone Wars and like those shows, because it's very much like that. The later episodes don't feel as childish, but this one's definitely, the first episode is like, here's an adventure. Ahsoka, well, she tamed a big fucking cat. Oh, her mom went hunting.
They reused Grogu's audio. It was just Grogu's audio for.
Oh, those are all just like
that.
Wilhelm screams of baby sounds.
I know, but like Grogu
yeah,
had specific noises, and it made me think, okay, they're just trying to pick a cute, force-sensitive baby. If she picked,
it is going to be selling like hotcakes during Christmas.
I won't go too much in the story, but I was terrified that she was going to lift up the big cat thing.
Yeah.
Do for it. Like, don't do it, please. This is what made the child baby Yoda Grogu. This is what made him special when we first saw him. This child that powerful.
There's a bunch of stuffed animals coming your way, or stuff.
Yeah. But no, there's a reason why they show the Ahsoka stuff, because I think the last 2 episodes are Ahsoka driven, and yeah, it adds some context to a line that one of the Rex says to her. Oh, and also, actually no, there's also, I think it's definitely worth a watch, because it gives you some extra context of Count Dooku, some backstory, some like deleted scene feeling stuff, and I think this directly goes into the Ahsoka show. Okay. There's the ending of it. There's
interesting.
There's a character that you go, oh shit, they're here, and I think that they're going to be in Ahsoka, and it's a pretty important person that during that time shouldn't be there, and you're like, they're still a thing and alive. Oh, okay, all right. I think they might be in Ahsoka.
Interesting. All right, let's get back into the Andor here. What do you guys? Any final thoughts before we kind of give our number for the episode? Anything you want to bring up?
I think this is, as we kind of know, this is kind of a filler episode. Like, yes, they've got that stage of sets of 3 episodes, I believe it is, that they're trying to do. But this one definitely felt more like a filler. It was slow paced. Yeah. I enjoy the politics. I do, but in order for me to really like the politics, I need to have some tense, slightly more action paced things, another politics. But this time, instead of doing that, they had kind of slow moments. Like the equivalent pace throughout the show, or throughout the episode for me. Yeah, I didn't feel any more worried or excited when I was seeing the electric floor than I was when I was looking at the political stuff. Because he's not going to get killed by an electric floor. He's not going to do anything like that. So I didn't feel like it was too exciting this episode.
Yeah, it didn't. And I think too, like, it will probably pair well. I'm excited to binge this show once it's all out, because I think episodes like this, once you know what is going to happen next, you'll be able to pick out tension building moments and like important pieces. But I think definitely arguably the only important part of this is you get to see Saw Gerrera, and I guess we get to see Cyril. So like Cyril and Saw Gerrera were the high points for this. But I think it's probably the least interesting episode so far.
Mm-hmm. I'm very relieved that you guys have said that, because to me it was a snooze fest, and not trying to be like everyone says I am always in the show mean or negative. Any show I do, like everyone, like, you're so negative about everything. Look, somebody has to, right? Okay, I got to be the beacon of light here for Star Wars fans, and I was bored because here's the thing with this: it's a prequel. We already know what's gonna happen. I don't feel any of these like. Usually, when you have a brand new show or a show that's not a prequel, you don't know what's coming. You don't know if this character is gonna survive or this character is gonna die. With this show, there's no attachment of like sitting on the edge of your seat and saying, okay, is this guy gonna make it? We know they're gonna make it because there was a movie that takes place in the future. So that element kind of it doesn't hold you like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't put you at the edge of your seat like, oh shit, like something about to go down and one of these people of importance is gonna die here. Well, I don't see that happening
that's because they killed off all the people that they introduced.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you know, Luthen or what's her name from the, you know, the dinners, like we know, Mothma. We don't, like, these are of importance people, and we know none of them are going to die in the series.
Luthen, we don't ever see again,
but he's probably going to be in season 2, probably,
maybe,
right? But I just don't see there's a threat here where I'm invested. Like, when you watch a show, you get invested in some of these characters. Like Game of Thrones did a great job of pissing a lot of people off because people got invested in. Sorry,
they just murder everyone.
Yeah, like I remember the episode, the red wine or red wedding.
Yeah. Red wedding, yeah.
Yep.
My mouth actually dropped when that episode ended because I did not see any of that coming at all.
Yep.
There was no way in my mind I thought these people are gonna die.
Yeah.
And spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched it. Like, seriously, you're probably the one of maybe a billion people that haven't watched it in this planet. People with TVs, people with no TVs still watched it. But seriously, like, I don't feel a whole lot attached. This episode, you guys are right. It is a filler episode. Andy Serkis being there was kind of weird for me. Not because I don't like the character or the actor. Sorry, the actor. I just found it such an odd position that he's there.
Yeah,
and maybe he does have a bigger role. Maybe he helps Andor get out of that prison and risks, you know, getting himself killed, because he did say, "I only have a certain amount of days before I get out of here."
Yeah,
that's usually a sign for this guy's going to be killing himself to help somebody else out. That's a dead giveaway.
In 2 days.
No, yeah, I thought it was going to be more of a, you know, I'm nearly out of here, so you don't fuck anything up. I will tattle on you guys.
Yeah,
it means I don't get screwed. I
took it the other way. I took it as a way. Oh, this guy's going to probably sacrifice himself to get these guys out of here.
I took it the same way as Nathan. Yeah, he was like, "Okay, I got 2 days left. Don't fuck this up."
Yeah, well, maybe in the moment he did mean that, but I also think that he's gonna realize, okay, who cares? They're gonna screw me over, and I'm gonna end up staying here for another 2 years. Screw this! I'm gonna get these guys out of here. We're gonna rebel against this whole place.
Maybe
his mind changes, and then I can see Andy Serkis's character of importance in that show. If not, then it's just a waste of a talented actor being in that show, right? Because he is a very, very talented actor. So yeah. Overall, what do you guys give it out of 10? Oh, don't all jump up and down with numbers. Nathan, go ahead.
I thought Justin was volunteering to go first. Me first.
We're both pointing at you.
So, I'll quickly go over what I think is going to happen next before I give my rating. This episode was very slow, in my opinion. I thought it. I've already said it. It's kind of a filler in my view. I don't see a lot of essential stuff in this episode that we need. I think a lot of the episode you can just skip. And if you went from episode 8 to episode 10, you're probably not going to miss too much. Yeah. I think in episode 10, we're going to see, or 10 or 11, probably 10. I think we're going to see a breakout soon. I think we're going to see Saw Gerrera doing the breakout. And I think we're going to have the tension ramped up because what's her name again? Deidre. Sorry, I Deidre. That's Skyrim. I think she's gonna find out that Andor's in prison. She's gonna find out this is where he is right now. He's faking his identity. He's lying. he's here, and it's going to be a race to get there quickly.
Oh,
And-
the alarm bells start going off. We found him, and then Luthen intercepts. Oh shit! The Imperials found the guy who knows who the fuck I am. Fuck, we got to get him out.
Yeah.
We got to get there and kill him first.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be that kind of race that ups the tension of the prison break. But for me,
because they know what he looks like, and he's in the Imperial system now, right?
Yeah. They got his face on a hologram. But for me personally, I'm going to rate this episode at 6.5. There's some moments that I liked, but it was just, and I get, TV shows need episodes like this here and there. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Stranger Things season 4 didn't have any episodes that were still like this. But TV shows often have episodes like this, and it is just not a ton of fun to watch. So 6.5 for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably like a 7, because same thing.
Man,
like,
you are very generous.
Not that it's still the lowest score I've given. But I still enjoyed it, but it was definitely the not weakest, it just was the slowest. The dinner stuff, I've already gotten my fill of dinner stuff. Again, the dinner scene still had interesting points, and I wasn't like, these parts.
It's a very long dinner too, by the way.
Well, it's a different dinner.
Oh, is it? Because there were
we had multiple dinners. I think the first was a cocktail party.
That's all they do. That's all they
true.
do. Have dinners, right?
Yeah, these damn politicians spending their
nobody
tax
eats
cars
at
on
home.
taxpayers.
It's all dinners.
Yeah,
they order in. DoorDash drops it off.
Yeah, and so there's some interesting points. Each scene was still valuable and like had interesting parts. But yeah, it's an establishing episode, and then I think the tension's definitely gonna. I think because they did this kind of before where they had like a slow episode, and it's very much like a calm before the storm. So, and I think because they've already done that once, I think the next 2 episodes are going to be just like, fuck. So,
I hope you're right. I'm not going to give it a high score, and I got an issue with this show. Like, I don't know where it's going, what's happening, because when I heard about the show, I'm envisioning these guys go to different planets, start setting up bases of operation here and there, like get a couple of guys together, form a little, a pocket of campsites or where these guys are going to start developing the Rebel Alliance going. And I'm not seeing any of it. I'm just seeing him on a run, him in prison. I don't know. Maybe season 2 will ramp it up. Who knows? I'm just not really getting into the show. I'm going to give this show or this episode a 5 out of 10. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I honestly was bored. This episode really bored me. We'll see next episode. I mean, there's 4 more to go, right? So a lot could happen in 4 episodes.
Yeah, and with how the show's going, I think season 2 is going to be much more of a spy thriller, because he's going to likely be part of like the assassin squad that we see him in Andor or Rogue One.
I don't see big shots getting sniped off here or getting captured or
no.
I don't see any of this. Like, I don't even see stormtroopers. I don't see any of these guys being picked off.
That's why I like this. I was expecting the same thing as you. I thought this was going to be more of a rebellion TV show.
But that's what it alluded to, though, right? In the trailers, like, hey, this is going to be how the rebellion start. We're going to see all kinds of takedowns and buildup of this whole alliance. We haven't seen a whole lot of it.
We are seeing. It's just not how we thought it was going to pan out. Like I thought it was going to pan out as finally it's built up the pressure, and now we've got large amounts of groups. Oh no, there's uprisings. We're going to stamp down on this hard, and there's going to be a big pushback, a lot of fight. But instead, no, I think they're taking a bit more of a realistic. I know it's Star Wars, but they're taking a bit more of a realistic approach. There's going to be small events that are going to slowly build up, and these small events are going to have an impact because people don't expect it.
Yeah, I was surprised to see how many like real world allegories there are between like terrorist attacks and like governments clamping down and using small events to make big changes.
Well, I mean, let's take a look at the scene where they're chasing her down, Bix. I mean, before the last episode where the mom's like, hey, we're a rebel here. We're we're starting here. This is the ground zero here.
Mhm.
One of my buddies comes on, 78 points. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey,
Friend of the show, amazing gentleman. Yeah, so she talks the big game about this is the ground zero where rebels are gonna, start their movement, and they don't even throw a rock at any of these guys to stop her from being chased. The whole town comes there, and nobody is in any rebel mood. Everyone's just like, "Oh yeah, okay, go ahead."
well, that's because the Imperials are there now. They're not just dealing with local police.
Yeah, but
now stormtroopers are there whose entire
they can't shoot the broadside of a barn.
Yeah,
right?
but they don't.
Well,
They don't know
technically,
that.
the stormtroopers are the elites. I know, like we see, they always miss. And if I'm sure you remember in Rebels, we actually see a scene where Rex is wearing this clone trooper helmet. He comments about how hard it is to shoot with the thing on, and he takes it off and he's fine. So it is the helmet that impairs him.
But the helmet is there to strike fear because it looks
is
terrifying. It's a skull thing, and
Yeah.
the stormtroopers, the Imperials, have not had any presence on Ferrix. So now they
Do you
just
not
had.
do you not have a bucket behind you? There it is. I just wanted to give him a reason to pull it out.
The Imperials haven't had a presence there, and the first little uprising, first little rebellion thing that happened when the town did band together, a bunch of people got shot, and now stormtroopers are here. So now they're like, "Fuck, shit's getting serious." So that's why, like, when they're like, "Stop her," everyone's like, "Who? I didn't see nobody. I don't. Wow, this dirt's really nice. Oh, look, the sky. Oh, that's beautiful."
Oh, a bunch of wussies.
Well, like we've also heard, like we know that prison sentences have doubled. Sentences that used to be stuff that used to be 6 month sentences now 60 years. So the population would be like, no, I'm not doing anything. And even the guy that was actually telling her to run, he wasn't going to risk pushing anyone over or fighting back. He was like, oh no, I'm so sorry, I'm in your way.
I'm a giant klutz.
Yeah. Sorry, my giant broad shoulders got in your way.
I don't know, but I mean, when she's running, there could have been somebody that's like, hey, come over here, hide here. Do you know what I mean? Like, the town should have been somewhat prepping this. They knew this shit's going to hit there. I would have just loved to see some people in the town going, she's running for her life. Somebody in the town is like, hey, trapdoor, come in here. I'm going to take care of you. It was like nobody gave a shit. And I understand because it's the big boys are coming down here, but still, like, there should have been something there where somebody actually gave a shit and wants to really help, right?
Actually, I kind of like that they didn't do that, because right now, at least for me, I don't love terrorism. It's never a good idea to start off sentences.
I'm glad you said that, Nathan.
But I love how the rebellion is.
you. Oh my god!
It's never a good idea to start off.
We're not even editing this. We're not even editing. Justin, do not edit this at all. We should cut this and clip this and put it on.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
We do not condone terrorism.
Yeah.
But I love how the rebellion is really. And I love how the rebellion. I love that the rebellion is starting off mostly as these little terrorist attacks, which means generally the population's not really going to get very involved. It might be talked about, behind hushed doors. Some people may have sympathies, but they're not going to take action because A, they're terrified still of the Empire because they're cracking down, but B, the only people that are actually taking action are terrorist extremists somewhere, in the distance. And I'm kind of liking that. It's not like the stereotypical Star Wars. There's always hope. Everyone's fighting back against the Empire. We're all oppressed. It's more of we did fight back. The Empire crushed us. They did, terrifying. We're hands off. We're no longer doing this. We're done.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, the scare tactics. Like they take over a hotel, which crushes the local economy, and now everyone is fucking even more poor. And now there's a bunch of scary dudes in white masks that showed up. So they're just like, all right, I'll just go to my scrapyard job again and keep the fuck shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to
Hell yeah, King of Scotland. Elvin, you got to watch that movie. It's really good. You get to
Okay.
see Saw Gerrera be a badass.
Oh man. Oh, my double messaging there. Oops, my bad. Okay. We kind of want to wrap it up or today, or do we have anything else that we want to discuss?
Yeah, go watch.
Is there anything
Tales
else
of the
better
Jedi.
on TV that they can watch? Oh, by the way, side note, Kathleen Kennedy, who runs Star Wars, has been told by Disney execs to stop talking about Star Wars projects. No more mention of it. Her second in charge was let go last week,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, and I think the writing on the wall is they're going to be letting her go as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing confirmed yet, but it looks
Please,
like she's
please,
going to get
please.
fired.
Yay!
And
I'm
on
hoping.
more bad news, no, that was good news, I guess, some ways if you want to take it. But there's bad news. There's talks of bringing Rey back to do a follow-up movie in the Star Wars.
Do you know what?
Might be good.
I don't hate the actress for
No.
Rey. I think
No,
she even acknowledges. I
first
think it's
movie was
bad
great.
writing.
You can
And if they-
you can't hate the actors or actresses when their script is crap.
Yeah, because even Luke Skywalker was garbage, and that's Mark Hamill, and he's
you
fucking
can't
awesome.
hate him. He was given a shit script.
Yeah.
All
I
the
love
actors recognized it was bad.
Yeah.
They just need a good script, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping she gets a good script.
Yep. I was thinking in the shower today.
Do tell.
You know who?
A&R in the showers.
in the
Shower
showers.
thoughts.
Shower thoughts with A&R. You know who would have been a way better story?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say your lightsaber was ready to go. No.
Oh, it is. I charged it.
Nathan got it. Justin did not get it.
The penis joke.
Batteries. Oh, batteries are on. Okay.
Yeah, I charged it.
Nice.
But
Why is it green? But it looks like kind of Obi-Wan's bottom piece to it, but it's a green saber. Is that custom?
Yes, it is
Ooh.
that. This is Satil Shan's emitter. And then this is similar to Obi-Wan's, but it's different. Anyway,
Daisy
yes.
kind of are. Yeah. I have mixed feelings towards that character.
I'm showering now.
Oh, that's my boy right there. This guy always brings fire every time.
You know who, and because the Book of Boba Fett was such fucking hot garbage, and now a lot of people.
Nathan said he wants to lead the charge.
No, we said here at A&R we do not condone terrorism.
We don't, but Nathan apparently wants to lead the charge.
I started off by saying I don't like terrorism.
Yep.
I added a
Hot
but
take.
at the end, but
We are a pop culture show. We are not in any way talking about politics here, unless it's Star Wars politics. But yeah, that's spicy to the ketchup. Oh man!
But you know who would have been a good backstory show?
Any
don't
circus?
say.
Jango Fett.
Yeah.
I don't want any more prequels.
We
I'm
kind of
done.
know. We kind of know his. Actually, do you know
Aren't
what?
you guys sick of prequels?
Oh,
Yes,
actually, this is
But I'm saying
one
in
thing.
replace of Boba Fett.
This is one thing I'm
instead of-
really
Aren't
enjoying
they the
so
same
far
people?
about Tales of the Jedi. Is with Dooku, we're seeing. I don't think we've ever seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've ever seen anything before Episode 1. We've heard stuff happening. We might see flashbacks, but we've never actually had.
Correct.
Full
Yeah, we
episodes.
see a young teenager Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And-
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
it's cool.
I like seeing stuff that happened. Not like I love the Old Republic, but it's also kind of like I'm wondering what really happened before Episode 1, before the whole separatist movement happened, when it was just the Republic and the Jedi were going out, to solve disputes. I want to see stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It's not a huge, like, again, they're only like 20 minutes, like, I don't know, 15 minutes and 10 minutes of credits.
Yeah,
but,
it's not a huge commitment. Yeah.
no, but like
get it.
it is, you do see some stuff before Episode 1, and you get to see a young Qui-Gon. And actually the character design for the young Qui-Gon, which is obviously Liam Neeson, right when he comes on screen, and he's in animated form, you're like, that's a young Liam Neeson. Like it's pretty. They did a really good job for the character model.
I looked at the voice actor for it. First episode is a different voice actor.
Yeah, because it's young.
Yeah, when he gets older, it is Liam Neeson.
Cool. Yeah, it's
that makes
right
sense.
when he started talking, I was just like, hell yeah.
His vocal cords haven't gone deep enough yet.
Yeah, he's a teenager, and it's some guy just sounds like a dude, but it looks like Liam Neeson when he's young, but it's cool. But yeah, like backstory on Jango Fett before he is hired for the clones, for the clone army, because that would have just been what we wanted for the Book of Boba Fett, which is just a badass doing bounty hunter shit.
Sweet, brah. Nah, brah. Fully sick, brah. All in New Zealand accent.
But yeah, like Book of Boba Fett, we wanted to see a badass in that armor do cool shit and fight people, and it's not like they're gonna have Jango Fett be a good guy, and that would have just been a cool like bounty hunter show.
Hey, I'd be happy to see Boba Fett as a badass bounty hunter, but they neutered him.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, would they get Tamia Morrison to play him? And then I was like, no, the kid who played Boba Fett in episode 2 is now like in his 30s, and he could play him. So and he goes to cons and stuff, and is at like every Comic-Con.
Do you know it'd be awesome with Daisy coming back? I hope she comes back, and in the first half of the movie, a Sith just chops her head off, like brutal killing, like just cuts her head off, and that's the start of a new saga.
And then
that's from great way to put end to a terrible trilogy that just showed up.
Kylo Ren line,
J.J. Abrams and his henchmen, ruining everything that they touch, including Star Trek and Rings of Power. This would be a great way. Like she comes back, she does a little thing, and then boom. Remember how Qui-Gon got killed, and we were all in awe. We're like, whoa! Like he died. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. Holy! I'm not saying this because I don't like the character. I'm saying get that shock factor right in there, hit you in the gut, and then start the trilogy. And I want to see future shit. I do not want to see prequels anymore. I am so sick of prequels. Get that garbage out of here. I want to see future stuff. I want to see creativity. I want to see different planets. I want to see something new and amazing. Wow us. There's enough intelligence out there in Hollywood, one would think, that can write something. Yeah. As soon as I said that, I'm like, are they really? But let's be positive here. There is somebody out there, or some people out there, that can really do a great job of creating a whole new experience for the next generation of people that are going to be Star Wars fans. Because I'm sick of this going back into the well and making up crap. Some of it doesn't even line up with the canon. I'm talking about you, Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. But Rey was Palpatine's clone. Great
grandchild or some bullshit. I don't.
Yeah,
nobody knows.
That's why you got to kill her off, because she could turn to the bad side, right? You're gonna end that bloodline.
I don't even know.
She's Rey Skywalker.
I legitimately do not remember what the fuck the story was for her. Was she a failed clone or something of Palpatine, or she was the granddaughter?
I don't know, man. Don't know.
He banged Luke Skywalker, and then
I don't even know how she got the last name Skywalker, because there's nobody there to give her that name.
No, she stole a name because she buried a thing, and that old lady or something is Luke's wife or some bullshit. She's the Mary Magdalene or something. And then
I don't know.
But then Palpatine was her also, but also was her dad or grandpa. But then who's her dad? But as Kylo Ren once said,
you have to forget the past or kill it if you have to.
Well, do you guys see the little video that Daisy put out? Did you guys see that little video that Daisy put out of her commenting on the Skywalker thing when she
do tell.
She did, and she's making fun of it. She was basically mocking it. She's like, I'm Rey Skywalker. I'm not really Skywalker. I'm not actually related to them. And she goes off about her character.
They should just shut up.
Kind of took.
You
the
got a
name.
big paycheck. Shut up. Go away.
No. She's
Yeah.
mocking. I agreed with her. She wasn't. She was criticizing the script.
Taking the piss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
but
was
you're
like,
also pissing off fans because they know it's shit, and you're telling them it was shit. They already know.
Yeah, but
You don't need to tell them that.
Mark Hamill also did that in interviews from
Yeah.
day one. He was just like, I had to go into this thinking, oh, this isn't Luke Skywalker how I know it. This is some other character.
Isn't that embarrassing?
Yeah.
That he had to like go through there and go, like, can you imagine him sitting there in the chair reading the script, going, "You want me to do what? Drink milk? What? You want me to just hand over a lightsaber to her?
Yeah, you want me to give up? And he like has gone on record so many times.
I'm
as
the
being like,
one that is almost the same level as Darth Vader here.
but
And you want me
that
to do
shows
what?
the level of professionalism that motherfucker has, that he's just like,
Yeah.
this isn't up to me. These are the people who are writing it and the people who are paying me.
I think he's more
I'm
like
paid to do a job.
I owe them one kind of thing.
Also, he got paid
Right?
more for his little cameo in episode 7 than all the other.
Yeah, money also is a great motivator, right?
Mhm.
2 million, Mark Hamill. Go drink that milk or the egg, whatever it was. I don't even remember. I don't even give a shit.
Go drink
It was
the
a
blue
milk.
milk out of the
2 million. Go do that.
space
No.
yak.
Yes, I will do that right now.
Who was it who was being interviewed and they were like trying to make fun of him in this interview, and they were like, oh, did you actually really like this movie? Did you really enjoy playing that movie? He's like, I enjoy that summer home that it fucking bought me in LA.
Bam. There you go. Hey, money makes the world go around. Like, sorry, like, don't hate the actors for taking that check, because you would do the same thing every day of the week. Like, I hate people like, oh, he sold out. No, he didn't sell out. He's taking care of himself and his family. So
Also,
yeah.
he didn't know the script to the second one. All he knew is that she finds him at the end of the first, and he signed on to that. And obviously, he has to continue on with the next two.
Mhm.
Well, the next one.
Well, they also had different directors too, so that didn't help either.
Yep.
They didn't know from piss to piss what the hell they're doing, right?
Mhm.
We had different powers all of a sudden show up, where everyone's like, "What the fuck? Like, when did the Jedi get this shit going on?" Right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
or just like
so-
random little things of just like, oh, this kid, maybe he's force sensitive. Oh, we're gonna reference this, and then the next movie they're like, never mind, we forgot all about that. We're not gonna touch that. And
that
you're like,
spaceship that's
oh.
flying off in the distance. Maybe that's her family. Nope, never mind. There's no clue
Yeah,
to that.
no,
That-
we'll
That was
we'll
just
do
a random
zoom in
ship
on it,
leaving.
and we're just gonna be like, hey, look at this cool ship, isn't
I
it cool?
honestly thought that was the clue. When that ship took off, I'm like, okay, something about that ship is going to come back to us in a future.
Are you guys referring to her like young flashbacks when she saw the ship flying away?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise,
did
why
nothing
even
with
do
it.
one? Why even do that flashback?
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, we digress way away. Like we moved on to a whole different show and a whole different time zone.
No, it's still Star Wars.
Yeah, but it's nothing near Andor, and this is the problem. It's Star Wars itself is just in a hot mess right now. It is in a giant mess, and Kathleen Kennedy is at the front of it all, and she should be blamed for it all. She's terrible at her job.
Not good.
And yeah, we'll see what happens. They got a clean house. They really do.
Yeah.
But
Fingers
Andor
crossed.
so far, it's pretty good. It's delivering on what I expected. I'm happy with it, and I'm excited for more.
Shall we meet up next week again?
Yes.
Next week. Are we going to be doing the Tales of the Jedi then, or I guess we might just.
We can do a quick. We can do. I haven't watched it. We can do a quick Tales of the Jedi rundown next week before we start.
They're not releasing anymore. They put out all the episodes and it's out.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that either. I thought so. Any Star Wars stuff that gets announced, I'm like, oh, okay, and I don't watch trailers. I don't like look into it until it's out. Then I start researching the shit out of it. But this, I didn't know it was going to be a bunch of mini episodes, and I didn't know that they were putting it out all at once. So it was a nice little surprise today when I was like, oh yeah, this came out. Then it was like, yo, I'll watch all 6 episodes. I was like, oh, cool, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be one episode as well.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll be back next week, Wednesday at 9:45 p.m. Pacific time. Thanks for everybody that joined us and said hello to us. We appreciate it. If you are first time here and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. It means a lot to us. We are very, very happy that we reached our first small goal of 1,000 subscribers. We're very, very happy, and on to the next goal, which is 10,000 subscribers. which we want to do. And let us know, give us feedback on what you want us to talk about. Popcorn Chicken is a show where we can talk about a movie or a TV show and fully break it down and be ourselves. Justin definitely is himself a lot of times. Nathan is busy drinking his famous whiskeys. But yeah, thanks for everybody for watching. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
No,
Wait.
say bye. Oh,
May the force be with you.